invite my panelists to come up with me so we can jump right into this. Round of applause, please. All right, so we're going to talk about global horizons. I can't hear anyone. We're talking about global horizons. So we kept saying that this is the opportunity for all of you. This is the opportunity for all of you to build a global business. These folks here have done it so expertly. I want to start by just having each of you just introduce yourselves, please. Let the audience know a little bit about you, and then we're going to jump into some questions and dive into how you've built your business globally. João, we're going to start with you.
Hello everybody, I am João Soares from the islands of Azores, from Portugal. Very beautiful island. And I began my professional course in the police army. It's helped me to be strong with people, and when they have stress, be a problem. So army is good for that. It's helped when I have my clients many stress, the army help that. I like business, and in part-time I work in the very different business like Rainbow, Kirby, it's American products, and it's learn about the business. And one day I take the courage and go to the real estate business. I stay 1 year, and I left that company in the pandemic. And 1 year out, I know the EXP by Ernest Furtado introduced me. In the beginning, it's different. We need to be an open mind to get this project and see the future. And initially, it's a little bit confused, but I say, oh, it's a great opportunity. It's different. I can work in my home. I can have time for my family. I don't need to go to the office many times. And I take this opportunity in part-time. In part-time, I do a great business, and I say, oh, if I do this in part-time, why not in full-time? And with Ernesto, he's helped me, and I go to the full-time to the real estate. And it's for me, I'm a pleasure for that. It's the best thing I do. Like one member says yesterday, Luis, why I don't know this more earlier?
Yeah, that's always the question. Why didn't we start this earlier? And in your full year of business, you were actually in our top agent mastermind yesterday. So congratulations on your success. That's really amazing. Like in that short period of time. So we've heard a lot about Dubai today, and you reside in Dubai. Tell us a little bit about you and your focus on global, because we've got so many cities that relate to you.
Yes, absolutely. So hello everyone, my name is Lynnette Sacchetto. Originally from Chicago, Illinois. I've lived in Dubai for the last 18 years. My background is real estate technology, actually. So I have two passions, technology and real estate. And in the US, I did have a real estate brokerage where I was in the top 2% of sales in Las Vegas. Then I moved to Dubai in 2006 and focused solely on PropTech or real estate technology. I was the one that brought open data to the Dubai real estate market. I built a bunch of B2B real estate data platforms, as well as B2C consumer products, data-driven. As a technologist, I always saw gaps and pain points that I was trying to fix for the consumers and for the real estate agents. And what I finally realized is okay, so I advised for the Dubai government, I advised for the Saudi government, and this year I decided I'm going to join eXp. I've known Dunya for 15 years plus, and I'm going to start servicing international foreign investors to Dubai. So I created a digital conveyancing and escrow services company, which does not exist in Dubai, and offering a bunch of services as well as education on why you should buy in Dubai. Why, how you should buy in Dubai, the legalities. Especially speaking to Americans, this is very important because the Middle East and Dubai has always kind of been, a question mark. And we're seeing a lot more Americans invest in Dubai, which is amazing. And through my background and my reputation as being the data queen of Dubai, that's what the government calls me and everyone in Dubai, it helps me to speak to the investors and to have them understand that Dubai is a cosmopolitan city. It is an international city. It's not what you see or what you saw previously. It's a lot really like the Dubai bling, and yeah, that is a lot of realities there, and it is somewhat true, which is, I know these shows kind of sound a little bit ridiculous, but it is what brought Dubai to the spotlight, and it is what attracted, especially foreign investors, to Dubai. So I can keep on going.
You know what's really interesting is, well, first of all, data and technology is Leo's love language. So I see him right next to the taking notes. And what's interesting is that, we see our leader, Dunia, we see Denise, we see you. The female leadership in Dubai is extraordinary in this industry. So a round of applause for what you guys have all done, which is amazing. Nathaly, right before we came up here, we had our CMO come up to you and said, I see you all over social. So it's like, tell us a little bit about you.
Sure. Thank you for the opportunity, Michael. I love this panel. And I'm part of the Wolfpack, so Mike Sherrod and Vane are my sponsors. And because of that, I took social to the next level. And I'm a YouTuber now, and my company is called Unicorn Properties, our brand, and you see unicorn everywhere. I even have a tattoo of your unicorn in my arm, so it's very serious and for the long run. But that has helped us as a group be recognized within the eXp community, even in our market. I'm based out of Chicago, originally from Peru, but I'm the most Mexican Peruvian you'll know because I spent a lot of time in Mexico.
Mexico in the house?
Yeah.
All right.
So everything started with the pandemic. I'm also like Lynnette, similar background in technology. I left my corporate job in biotech to join eXp because of the opportunity of growth, because corporate just can't just take you so far. But yeah, everything trying to solve everything with technology, what we do in Mexico, because of the limitation of there's no MLS there, we're having no regulated markets. So when I bought my first condo there, I saw the opportunity because I didn't know about eXp before that. So having seen all those gaps, I was like, Mexico needs some help here. And then I learned about eXp, and I was like, this is perfect because my goal was focusing on Mexico. But bringing people, from the Midwest to Mexico was the easiest thing because you only show them pictures of the sun and the beach, and they're like, So I think everything started with that intention, like how can I help people transition and move here in an easier way? So I've been in Mexico for the last 3 years, in eXp for the last 3, and I onboarded I think 10 agents as soon as I started within the first month in 4 different countries because I was really excited about the expansion. And last year, just to give you an example, I spent almost 8 months traveling, like you guys have.
We're going to break that down. Hold that for the first question because I love that story.
And I think it was just really like learning more from the market than being there.
That's amazing. Yeah. And then, we spoke a little bit earlier, and I think Leo said it in his presentation this morning, that we had met with an agent in Madrid last week who sold purely all Miami properties for Madrid. And so all of her buyers were from Madrid, and all her focus was just on Miami. And we have Santiago here, who is a developer in Miami and understands that international audience. So Santiago, please share with us a little bit about you.
Michael, thank you everybody. I'm very happy to be here in Lisboa, an amazing city. I just get in love with Lisboa, amazing, beautiful city. The sea, everything, the people, amazing. I'm Santiago Vanegas from Colombia, economist. My daughter is here, so I'm a little bit nervous. I'm a CEO and founder of Habitat Group, a real estate development company in Miami. We have 20 years in operation. We already developed more than 1,000 units. We are lucky to be in Miami. I mean, everybody wants to be in Miami. Miami is a new city already with new architecture, just a 60 years old city. So everything is new architecture, and a very good relationship between the public sector and private sector. Make surplus and the fiscal, so the government, the state of Florida, reinvest a lot of money in education, security, and generate such lifestyle. You have Formula 1 in Miami, our bus is amazing, tennis, golf, everything is doing amazing in Miami in this moment. It's like we are in full season every month.
I love that. It's so true, actually. I know I have a home in Miami. Leo lives in Miami, and it's true. It's a global city, and there's a lot of that global traffic back to key cities like Dubai, Miami. And I want to talk a little bit about what the network that we've built, talking about the 24 countries that we're in. Nathaly, you were starting to tell a story that you actually joined and decided that I was going to be on the road for 8 months meeting all of our international affiliates. Tell that story.
Sure. Last year, I left corporate, so I have more time. I was able to be in any time zone. So I decided to just take a trip I was going to Europe anyways for a conference. And after that,
decided to stay for 8 months?
Yes, and I did a one-way ticket. Now I only do one-ways. I went to...
When are you going home?
I don't know. Only summer. Only summer, but I took my own budget and I was like, I want to invest on getting to know everybody, like from the global space. And I went to India, I went to Dubai, I met Dunia, I was in Spain interviewing some agents from Valencia, Barcelona. I stopped here, but I didn't stay because my flight was just getting over. But I was in Poland too. So I did like 8 countries in about 8 months. And I like to spend a whole month at least to understand, see the culture, learn, and kind of reading between the lines, because sometimes when we talk about real estate on a book, it's so different than when you're in practice. When I was in India, I was like, there's a huge market here. I'm so excited to learn more. It was my first time there too. So I was kind of like just an explorer, digital nomad. And my friends were jealous. They're like, you're in real estate, you're supposed to be in Chicago. And I'm like, no, I'm an international real estate agent. I don't have to be in Chicago. But my downline there still sells real estate if I send referrals. But it was very nice exploring, getting to know the managing brokers and everybody else.
Let's just say what you just said. So I sell real estate in Chicago, and I didn't have to do anything because my organization was already there, basically funding your 8 months on the road.
Pretty much.
That's really no applause for that? I mean, talk about some of the freedom that represents. So the 8 months that you were on the road, tell us a little bit about the organization that you built. How many agents did you attract in those 8 months on the road to your organization?
I have about 16 right now.
I love that.
Yeah, 16 agents.
That's awesome.
Right now, 5 different countries.
5 countries.
I want to focus more on the growth of agents, because I feel like when you talk about agent attraction,
yes,
and I talk about agent attraction in Chicago, they're like, but you're just starting in real estate. My career is only 3 years. And I'm like, yeah, but technology is what kind of empowers us to do this faster. And when I say international, because we're selling Mexico, they're like, how do you do it? And I'm like, well, it's easy. Use our platform, and you have all the tools. And nobody can compete with us.
So the global platform, Lynnette, I'm coming back to you because you did this a lot too. You mentioned, so many cities that you were touching, including like Milano and other things. And so tell us about how you use the EXP platform on a global scale. Look at your global reach. Talk about the idea of global horizons, the topic of this conversation. How have you used it?
So obviously you have the network of the agents, so you're able to go onto Workplace and you can ping anyone at any given point in time. Dunya set up many groups for me and various different agents around the world. As well as using eXp World, I use it for my webinars with clients. It's just a little fun kind of platform. It's very easy to use. It's not Zoom. They can have it's just nice. And then on the stage I can have the different screens and utilize the technology in that sense. I have a very large network in the States specifically because I was an agent, a broker owner in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I also am a Harvard alumni, which is a very strong network. And I did my MBA in real estate there. Wow. So they love to work with each other, they love to stick with each other, and they were constantly asking me for information and advice, and how do you do this, and questions that you cannot find or Google on the internet, for example, about investing in Dubai. And then this is where I saw that massive opportunity to just service the foreign investors and utilize technology in the various different tools, as well as going on the road shows to the various different cities in the US as well as Europe.
So you became the international expert in the region that you were in.
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
João, you use the network a little bit differently because you're focused on Portuguese buyers outside of Portugal right now that are focused in the Azores and other areas in Portugal. And so you're looking for expats that actually want to come back and buy in Portugal. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, it's now it's an opportunity. after before the pandemic.
Yeah.
And the market is up. And what they do, the people who go to America, United States, France, Switzerland in the 60, 70 years, long ago, they have the power of financial to buy a house. And the market in the United States and Canada up a little bit.
Sure.
They can sell her house, buy a little bit small house or apartment, and invest in Azores because the price is lower. They can buy 1 or 2 houses, make investment, and stay there to vacation because they like to stay 6 months in Azores because the weather is better. You don't have snow, this kind of things. It's a tropical place. And we have this opportunity and use very much the social media. It's very important. The expat groups.
Yeah.
Our team, when have some new projects, go to expat groups because they are there to see the opportunities. And the Azores, it's not just for them and just for the people who want a great lifestyle because it's many nature, it's a relaxing space because it's trees, green, and ocean around who like the ocean. It's very beautiful because it's very difficult to have ocean view. And the people like that.
This is how he became top producer, by the way. But here's what's really interesting. It's the fact that you're using the network differently. You're using the network for those Portuguese citizens that left, that went to the US, went to Canada, invested in real estate there, have the equity now to double down and actually go and purchase things. And most of them had a retirement plan to come back to Portugal. So
Yes, yeah.
they can go in, still have that lifestyle. So he's selling lifestyle. And you mentioned how things changed with the pandemic. And Santiago, I'm coming back to you because there was that whole sort of freedom that we had, that migratory sort of like access that we had where we could work from anywhere because everyone was virtual. And so there were so many people that went to other places and it became a place of wanting to be where you want to be, right? And so tell us how you have seen that as a developer through your lens, because it'll be really interesting to see how you've seen people coming, in your case, to Miami from that.
Correct. Yeah, there is a lot of migration going to South Florida, specifically, of course, the weather. No, it's an amazing weather in Miami. And but talking about as well migration, what happened is, Michael, is that there is some benefits about the taxes. No, you have in the United States you have 50 states, and there is different levels of taxes. So South Florida is one of the most benefit taxes. So a lot of migration went there. A lot of rich people. You saw Citadel moving from Chicago to Miami now. Jeff Bezos going to Miami. So tax-wise, it's a lot of benefit for investors going and invest in Miami, and of course taking advantage of everything that's happening in Miami now.
So 7 states in the US are tax-free states for those that are international. But I know that Dubai is sort of itching to say that you're tax-free. I know. I know you're saying that. But go ahead, tell us.
Yes. So during COVID, it was actually very interesting what happened in Dubai as far as the migration patterns are concerned. Dubai was open. The government did a phenomenal job. They were very proactive on controlling everything, making sure everyone was vaccinated. Tourism was thriving, and we had a lot of Europeans from countries that didn't typically invest in Dubai come and visit for holiday. And then they're like, wait a minute, this is really nice. I can buy a property, half the price of the property back at home. The ROIs are really good, the IRRs. And there was a lot of information to give them in order for them to purchase real estate. Also during the pandemic, the golden visa kind of like kicked in full stream. So we have a 10-year golden visa for investors where they invest about $500,000 or more, they get a 10-year golden visa. So all of these things came into play. And this is where I was using a lot of data to help the agents as well as to give information to that end user consumer coming into the market. Because without data, you're just another person with an opinion. And there's many opinions in Dubai. So.
Write that down there.
So it was a phenomenal time for the real estate sector. We've grown month on month since COVID. Last month, we booked in close to 18,000 transactions.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That, you know, and for those of you that are not familiar with the Golden Visa, it's a residency program through properties There's, I believe, 27 countries around the world that offer some sort of that program, mostly in Europe, Middle East, and the Caribbean. But Portugal was one of the most famous ones of the Golden Visa. Tell us a little bit about attraction that you've seen into Portugal with the Golden Visa program.
Yes, we have the forester, people who want to live in Portugal because of the weather, the beautiful cities, the coast, by the ocean, they like that. Mm-hmm. And they use many the Golden Visa to have the permit to live in here and buy houses or properties here. It's useful for this kind of business.
The last time that I saw the stats in Portugal on the Golden Visa, the majority of the buyers were Chinese, which was really interesting to me. I mean, imagine that. We're sort of like looking at a global community.
Yes.
And that's really interesting that, you know, you've also dealt with the Golden Visa with some folks around where you've been in your 8 months of travel.
I learned so much, I think, by just talking to agents, like Lynnette now. Because what we do is these webinars on the how-to, and because I wanted to learn more, I started putting weekly calls with other agents. Just kind of took an initiative because I was like, I wish I could learn more about Dubai, India, Greece. And I interviewed the managing brokers in Vegas last year. I think half of them, I have them like in YouTube. And I was sharing the process of the how-to.
Yes.
So to me it was like huge because as I'm doing the interview, I'm learning so many things and that I didn't know about, and then we can post it and then promote both. So the agents, the managing brokers, EXP, and us as a group. So it was very helpful to do that, and I just became a Mexican resident as of last week.
Congratulations.
That means that I'm working towards my citizenship. I don't have to pay, I have to pay even less taxes. So I was like, okay, I want to go for I'll have 4 passports at that point if I do Mexican. So excited to, I mean, I've done it myself.
Yes.
Okay, unless you do yourself, like the immigration process, the buying process, the learning more about the taxation, where you save more money. I think that's helped me by doing and practicing to actually show the people the way. So.
Most people diversify their portfolios, and Nathaly diversifies as her passports. This is interesting. This is really great. Yes.
Getting really fast.
Could also be a spy. This is really good. You got 4 passports. This is awesome. It's the start of a James Bond movie, I think. It's really good. You got the tattoo of the unicorn. I can see it now.
Yes.
So, Santiago, really speaking about sort of diversification, like we all deal with international buyers, and we've seen how international buyers buy properties throughout the world, right? Especially when we talk about luxury. And somebody will buy a property in Miami, in Dubai, in New York, and it's the same buyer, right? So tell us how you see that, how you see those buyers coming in. When you end up in Miami, do you sort of see people buying your inventory being the first property that they buy, or the second, third, fourth, or fifth?
I would say second, third, as an investment option.
Yeah.
No, because Miami is a kind of 2.6 million in Miami-Dade, but we have 26 million visitors per year. So that's like 10x visitors per population that we have. So create a lot of valuation in the condo-hotel component. So there is a boom in Miami already with condo-hotel components that the developers, we have a project on Brickell area. We call it Smart Brickell, an amazing condo hotel option where you could buy a condo, get returns on the operation. But I want to talk about as well some kind of visa opportunity that we have. Not the Golden Visa, but we have the EB5 program. It's an American program that you could have an investor from Europe that invest in our project. We have qualified Smart Brickell as a approved project, so you could get the residence and be a citizen, American citizen for an investment for approximately $1 million.
Yep.
So for portfolio, I would say that this is the new product on town talking about globally. So you see all these beautiful buildings with hotel component, San Regis, Four Seasons concept, but you are able to own that condo, enjoy that condo, or put it in a hotel program, so you have the returns and lifestyle as well. No?
Are you guys sort of seeing a pattern here, where we talk about when you look at the globe as your potential, right? When we sort of said earlier today to think big, and think global, right? We have a developer here who actually had his building certified for EB5 to bring in international investors. We have this incredible panel that have traveled extensively because they see the global network that they've built. Now, I want each of you to give one real great sort of like piece of advice for the audience that's looking to see, how do I do this? How do I get into the international arena? How do I build a global business? João, we're gonna start with you.
So to do that, this kind of events, it's crazy and the best because we have many people for different countries. You can know them and speak with them and take a little bit of them, like the mastermind yesterday. It's great for that. And we can use our tools. We have a great tool, Workplace. We can see every agent of EXP and make connections with each country and try to make deals, referrals. And I think it's the best we can do, use our tools because they are created for that, to be a global and international business for all of agents.
And as of today, we have the global referral platform,
yes.
Right? So it gives you another tool to really be able, you're excited about it, yeah, to really be able to build from there. And you mentioned Workplace, and you know, you guys can actually use that for your own tools as well. We have a workplace group called International Conversations. There's about 5,000 or 6,000 people on that. And when you have an opportunity to go in and have, the world seems smaller for you because you can actually connect with one another. But Lynnette, tell us your secret.
So there's a few things. Definitely utilize the tools and technology. It's there for a reason. And the ones who know how to use it and master it, they're the ones who succeed. Also, know your market, know your audience, your client base, know the data, know all the information, know all of the legalities, what it takes to buy, how you buy in a specific market, and just specialize in that. You don't have to be a world specialist. You could just specialize in one market, for example, Miami or where you're at, Joel, or in Dubai, for example, and then just know the audience on the other side that you're speaking to. And it really helps that you are also from that country. So for example, I can understand Americans, I understand the questions and where they come from, so I can really answer them.
You don't have to be a world expert, but you need to be a local expert that sells to the world.
Exactly.
I love that. I love that. Okay, another 8 months on the road?
Yes. So I think I have the opposite approach actually, because for us has been going wide and shallow and work with the expert on the country.
Okay.
So we talk about it. I don't need to know everything about Dubai to refer Dubai.
That's right.
So we sometimes get afraid that we need to know everything before we refer. And it's so easy to be like, I just know, like, let's say there's no capital gains in Dubai. So I have the client's attention, and then I refer the rest to the expert that is our partner in Dubai. So I don't need to know everything to pitch. And the same happens with agent attraction. A couple of times I've been sitting on calls with Lars in German and in India with Shashank, and they're doing the recruiting call for me. They're helping me recruit this agent, and I don't understand what they're saying because they're talking in German and they're talking in Hindu. But I'm attracting this agent, and the EXP support team is supporting us to onboard that agent, and then they take their hand through the process. So I don't need to know the whole process of India and how they do business. I only need to know this much, and then just have our team, global team, to do the rest because they do a very good job of that.
How powerful is what she just said? Yeah. So you guys have 24 country leaders around the world. You don't have to do the heavy lifting. She's on a call with Germany. They're speaking German. She doesn't speak German. She's still on the call because she's still the sponsor, yeah. Right? That's the power of this network. That's incredible.
And I want to do an invitation to any agent out there that wants to connect on a collaboration to create content together. I would love to have anybody reach out. Seriously, privately, I would love to showcase more people on the space.
By the way, if we can put the title card back on, because it's got everyone's social media handles. So there's everyone's social media handles, and you can all connect. But Santiago, from your point of view, you're looking at it a little differently, right? So you're from a developer point of view. Tell us what advice you would give our audience of international agents here in building a global business.
My personal strategy, we manage a big portfolio so we need to be very careful what we do with equities. So we go and we use farming analysis. Farming analysis is just take one place, one territory, be expert in that territory, weekly report, what is the supply, weekly supply, velocity of the market, total inventory, secondary market, all that information to be expert. But to be something like fun to analyze global, which is a challenge for everybody, to be expert everybody. So we could use, as you said, try to analyze that local market. Let's say Lisboa, for example. So if you get Lisboa, you could get Lisboa market, demand and supply. Demand, talking about demographic, how demographic grow, how is the demographic growing in Lisboa? Is positive migration, negative migration? What about visitor per year in Lisboa? And then you analyze macroeconomic interest rate, GDP. And then you go supply. It's easy to get the supply. You analyze the actual inventory, and then you try to match what moment of the cycle are you, so you could recommend and say, okay, I'm gonna wait a little bit, like 2 quarters, because Lisboa is happening something. So it's kind of fun to learn as well some challenge in other places. But our strategy specifically is farming specific in Brickell area, be an expert in that area.
That's amazing. An incredible round of applause, please, for this incredible